Those are all the train tickets. I've been to 9 interviews up and down the country to land a job, and finally I landed a job. I still got the train tickets. They are 13 years old. Hello everyone, I'm Jay and welcome to my channel Ask Jay. Please do like and subscribe this video. I'm going to discuss a very important topic today, and this is very close to my heart because I have been there. I've been in your shoe. If you're watching this video, you know I've been in your shoe, right? You will know in a few minutes. So how do the international students get a job in the UK, right? The most international students are coming to the UK to pursue their masters. That's what I have done, and that's what I have seen. There is a trend now. They're coming in for undergraduation as well, but I'm talking about mostly masters candidates here. I have helped tens of people to get a proper job like IT, securities, software, accounting, whatever the job. I'm not talking about the retail job, your supermarkets and garages and food chains and all. No, I'm not talking about them, right? So when I say proper job, that's what I meant, right? IT, proper professional job, as I say, without sounding condescending to anyone. So how do you get these jobs as an international student? How do you get them, right? First things first, let me do some myth busting. Let me get some myths out of the way, because that's what I faced and that's what I see whenever I speak to people looking for jobs. Right now, at least I'm mentoring at least 5 people, right? And as I said, I have helped tens of people before. I think I am qualified enough to speak about this topic, which I'm very passionate about. So the myths are, we hear generally, international students, we don't get jobs here. Oh, my English is not good. Oh, my accent is not good. And, I can't speak proper English. Or things like, we don't have work permits, so we don't get visas, sponsorships, and so many things in the head. They're in only the head, not out there. Right? So because that's what I see. Once you start applying, once you start the process, you will know that these are all myths. These are all not true, right? And also, the mindset. You need to have the right mindset to get the job. You can't think about all these things I just mentioned. You need to stay positive, right? You need to think you will get the job. CV. Many people I see are, the CV is not irrelevant to the jobs they are looking for, jobs they are applying. Or CV, the formatting is not right. There is not enough content on the CV. Some people are good, but their CV is not so good. So the CV has to represent you correctly. The CV has to be in a way that the recruiter will pick up the phone and talk to you, right? The worst I have seen is there was one person applying with the same CV in his own words for 5 years. Same CV, and CV was not so great. In the end, I worked with him and we got a job in 6 months. But that's another story I'll share for another day. And the most important thing is, right, ask for help. Asking for help. Many people, they don't ask for help, right? They have their own perception, assumption that, people don't help, or he's busy, or she's busy. These things. Or how can I reach out to them? If you want to reach out to them, there is a saying: where there is a will, there is a way. You will reach out to the people. Maybe somebody is busy, they can't help, but move on to the next person. Move on to the next person. If you don't know them personally, you may know somebody that know them. Or social media. Use social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, whatever. I have spoken to people in even Australia. I never knew them personally, but they reached out to me, and I tried to help them. Saying that, right? I try to help, but I have my own life. So I have family, business, fitness, and whatnot. So I tend, I have very little time. As I said, I'm already fully busy with 5 people I'm just helping. And also there is another thing, right? There are 3 kinds of people. You know, somebody reaches out to me just looking for a job with my business here. That's not always possible. And when I speak to them, when I say no vacancies, they just disappear, won't come back, which is maybe okay if they're applying for other jobs. But some people just come in and ask, and when I say no, they go back to doing what they were doing. Some people come in and say, hey, I need some advice, you know, da 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 da. I speak to them, and then we set a little plan. Oh, this is what we need and all that, and they go back to do to doing what they were doing. Occasionally they text me, and I need some help, you know. And there are the third kind where they won't give up. They won't give up until they get what they want. And that's the kind of people I love working with, right? You know, I love helping. I love guiding, because it's all worth it, you know. In the end, when they get the job and I feel so good, they feel so good, it's all good. It's just, you know, they have all the right things. I just need some guidance and right ingredients to go get the job. Right? That's what you need, right? These are the myths. Get out of the way, right? The few things to get the job is, whatever the job you need. Most people don't know what they want to work as, right? that's given. When I'm speaking to somebody, they come in saying all these fancy titles, but it's not really what they want. And some people, they don't even know what they want. They just want a job, right? They finish their masters and they just want a job. Here is a bad news for you. Nobody, or many companies, most employers don't give you a job just because you passed your master's degree. That's not so good news. Nobody's going to look at your master's degree and going to offer you a job. That's not going to happen. Not in this world, right? Masters, for me, I have done my masters. I am not sure how much value it added to my career, right? But there is a genuine value for it in certain cases and situations. So that if you facing one of those situations in the future, then your masters may come in handy. But anyway, right? My point is, not many people, not many companies are going to give you a job based on your masters. Right? In fact, when you actually get a job and you start working with your colleagues, you will realize that lots of your colleagues haven't done their masters. So just based on your experience, your soft skills, experience, soft skills, and you know how well your character, how positively minded you are, open-minded you are, how proactive you are, all that. So we'll cover all that. I'm going to make a few videos in this series because this is I get loads of calls. I'm only helping 5 people, but I had to filter out so many people. I get loads of calls asking for help. As I said, I only have limited amount of time, and I thought, I'm meeting these people in person, saying the same things again and again. Why don't I just make a video and put it on YouTube? Maybe help the wider world, right? So if it helps even just one person, absolutely it served its purpose. So getting to the main bits now. So how do you get a job? I would say you need to plan. A little bit of planning, not too much, a little bit, right? You need to start thinking about your job while you're at the university, while you're doing your course, right? If you already graduated, it doesn't matter. It's not the end of the world, right? But if you're watching this as a student, you need to start thinking right now about what job you want, right? And while you're at the uni, you could also be looking for internships. Internships are a great way to get opportunities and the jobs after you finish your masters, after you graduated, right? So that's another, I will make a separate video on how to do that. That's another way to find the jobs. if you don't know, if maybe you want a job relating to your course, whatever you're doing, masters, or you're doing a MBA, finance, HR, accounting, or if you're doing masters in IT, network, software, mechanical, electrical, so many other things, right? So you need to start thinking, what job do you want? Let's come up with a couple of titles, few titles. My background is IT and cybersecurity, so I'm going to use IT as an example. Let's say IT support, network support, security engineer, but let's go with IT support. So let's go on to job sites, indeed.com, and go and search for IT support role, and you will see tons of jobs. Read the job description for at least 10 jobs, and read it twice, maybe 3 times. And by this time, you know what the IT support person's responsibilities are, because most of them are very similar. Helping users, fixing desktops, maybe setting up the user accounts in Active Directory, helping with the backups, documentation, working with the team, escalation, level 1 support, level 2 support. Usually these are the stuff you're going to come across. So you know what the IT support person will be doing in a role. And then once you read these 10 job descriptions, you know the skills these employers are looking for as well. Maybe a couple of years experience, 1 year experience, sometimes no experience as well, maybe a couple of certifications, maybe and then also a knowledge on Windows operating systems, Apple operating systems, Windows servers, knowledge on Office, Microsoft 365, knowledge on some other software, knowledge on something else. But the idea is, when you read all these 10 job descriptions, you know what skills they're asking for. Most of them are very similar. At least 2 or 3 skills are across all, like ITIL certification or driving license or something like that. I'm only using this for IT support, but the concept applies same to any other role, right? If it's a testing, and are they asking for ISTQB certification? If it's a software, are they asking for a different certification or different skills and all that? Usually, most of these jobs are asking at least 2 or 3 skills are common, right? Say for IT support, go back to IT support. They're asking for a CompTIA A+ certification, right? So now you put that in your to-do list. Okay, there are tons of jobs that are asking for this certification. How do I go and get this certification? That's what you need to think before you finish your masters, right? Because truth to be told, when you're doing your masters, when you're at university, you have lots of time on your hands. Unless you're working crazy amount of hours, which probably is not possible all the time, because you only get 20 hours part-time. I was there I did my master's, so I know how it is. You do get lots of time. I would spend probably an hour a day, not the crazy amount of time. An hour a day, if you could squeeze in a couple of hours, if not just an hour a day, planning and working on what you want to do is enough to get there. Remember, once you get a job in the UK, your life is pretty much settled. So that's the truth. So that's what you want, right? So that's why you're watching this video. So where were we? Certification, right? Okay, how do you get this certification? Maybe go onto YouTube and see what other people have done. How did they achieve the CompTIA A+ certification? Loads of people document their journeys, or you get free courses on YouTube as well. But the problem with free is we don't see it as valuable. So it's like if the gym subscription is free, you don't really go to gym. But once you pay, you want to get your money's worth, and you go. So maybe go to Udemy, and there are courses. Most of the times Udemy is running some kind of offers, discounts. All the courses usually for £13 or £15. I wouldn't spend more than £15, 15, and get the course and start prepping. Maybe give it a month or 2 months target time to get the certification out of the way. The whole idea is, whatever you want, whatever you found out in these job descriptions, required skills, the 3 skills, 4 skills in common, you have to be in a position by the time you finish your master's, you have these certifications under your belt, and also you know what the roles and responsibilities are, and you know the job market, you know what companies are posting and doing and looking for, right? That's what you need, right? A little bit of planning, not too much, okay? And the right mindset. I told you earlier, you can't be thinking negatively. You can't be thinking, oh, you don't get the jobs, you don't have the CV, right the language and all that. Right mindset. If anybody else around you is saying, oh, take it easy, we don't get the jobs here, just, move away from them. You don't need them in your life. Surround yourself with good people, people that gives you energy, that moves you forward, right? So, right mindset. And also visas. Some people I have even seen, oh, I will only get 2 years visa. How can employers give me a job? Don't even think it too much ahead. You still get 2 years visa, and hopefully you're still at the university or graduated. You still have 2 years visa, and you can still get 2 years of work experience. And if you're valuable enough in the company, you have done good work, company will go an extra step and get a sponsorship for you. The companies don't want to lose good people, so it's easy to get sponsorship. Don't even think about too far, right? And once you finish your masters, when to apply for the jobs. Even you don't even need to wait till you finish the masters, right? As soon as you graduate, or as soon as you submit your dissertation, you can start applying for the jobs. And as soon as you graduate, even before you get your graduate work visa, you should. My recommendation is you should start applying for the jobs. This is one of the myths, is one of the mistakes people make. At least people that are coming to me is, they only start thinking about the jobs once they get their graduate work visa, or they only start applying or start thinking about these jobs once they get the graduate work visa. The problem is, if you start your journey at that point, you start losing time. You only have 2 years, right? That's why I was saying you need to start thinking while you're doing your masters. But if you're watching this video after you getting your graduate work visa, it's not the end of the world. It's not too late. You can still do it. Follow some of the things I have said. Making a good, doing your research, then making a good CV, and then applying. It's about numbers. As much as I don't like to say it's the quantity, but it is the quantity with quality. And sometimes you need to take very focused approach. You may see a job posted directly by a company, and you may want to do you may want to go a bit deeper, in the sense that you just don't want to send a CV and leave it at that. You may want to update your CV in order to be the best version of it, to match the job description there. And also find the person who is the hiring manager, maybe add them on LinkedIn, send them a message, maybe send them a really good cover letter, how you can add value. Even, maybe send them a video on LinkedIn, make a video, do the research about the company, lots of research. How do you add value to this business? What your skills, what are your skills, what are your soft skills? A bit more, rather than just applying and leaving it there, just maybe a bit more. Because maybe you see this as a really good opportunity for you, or maybe you see this as you're really good for this. Then you can do that. It takes more time than maybe in the time you spend on this, you may be applying for 5-6 other jobs. But sometimes you need to go with the quality. Your gut tells you what it is, right? And quantity as well as quality. One thing you have to remember is time is the most precious thing, right? For all of us, especially for you, you have only 2 years to get a job, make an impression, and then get your sponsorship visa through the company. Right? You have to add enough value to the company to think that they need you. You are one of their good assets, worth investing, so they can go and apply for the license and apply for your sponsorship certificate, right? So that's one thing. So time is the essence. The sooner you start, sooner it is, better it is. That's a little bit of effort. If you put in the effort, you will get the job. Any job, any industry, any domain, any sector, right? So certifications, ask for help, and make sure your CV is good. Once you start applying for the jobs, you need to make some modifications to your CV. As I said, I'm going to make a few more videos on each step, like how to apply, how to make the CV, how to speak to recruiters, how to attend the interviews, what questions you need to ask in the interviews, and some tips and tricks, things like that, especially, and having a good LinkedIn profile, and where to apply for the jobs, and how to reach to the top or directly to the hiring manager. So many videos I want to make and help more people, right? So basically, to sum it up, the bottom line: little bit of planning, right mindset, some effort, hour, 2 hours a day. 2 hours maybe too much, it's up to you, but an hour is fine. Good CV, certifications, skills, little bit of research, and most importantly, ask for help, right? Your visas and all will get sorted. It's fine. I have been there. I was, I've been to, I'm not sure if you can see my back wall there. Those are all the train tickets. I've been to 9 interviews up and down the country to land a job, and finally I landed a job. I still got the train tickets. They are 13 years old. So it's as I said, I'm qualified to talk about this topic. When I was looking for jobs, I was helped by a few people. I stood on their shoulders and I managed to get a job. And I thought the only way for me was to, pay back, help other people. And I have helped loads of people, and I've seen the mindset and how they think and all that. I'm talking about talking from the experience, right? But if you want a one-to-one mentoring or coaching, or if you want to speak to me, what I will do is don't call me on my mobile, please. If you find my mobile number, please leave your details below. I will leave a link in the in the description. That link will take you where there is a form. Just fill in the form, and then we can take it from there, right? As I said, I'm going to make more videos on this topic. I hope that helps. Please comment below if you have any questions. I would be happy to answer. As I said, there is nothing more that gives me more pleasure and happiness than helping the people who I was in their shoe, who was on their journey I have been on, right? So please do comment below, and do like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you so much, and all the best.